channel. Today I'm going to make an attempt to fix my own water softening system. Let you know that there is a storm coming and I'm having lighting issues with the windows, so if the lighting gets off, I apologize. So there we go. So I'm sorry, the dog is at my feet, so I can't get to where I need. You're okay, baby. So in 2020 I bought a whole house water softening system, and I had a professional come in and install it. 4 years later, in 2024, an error message came up on the panel on the control panel that kept saying cannot find home. So I called AOSmith and they sent me out this part, and I can't remember the name of it, but I'll put the name right here on the screen. A friend of mine ended up installing it that time. So 2 years later, the part is needing replacement, and so I called AOSmith and they sent me another one. And when I watched my friend 2 years ago install it, it didn't seem that complicated. It was 4 screws, 2 gaskets, a new hose, and the part. And it just didn't look that complicated. So instead of bothering him, I'm just gonna try and do this myself. And you know, I won't know if I can do it until I try. And if I can't do it, then I'll just call him and ask him to come back over and replace it. But I think I can do it, so I'm just going to give it the old college try. Before we get started, I will show you what came from AOSmith, the replacement parts, and I will show you how I replace this if I can, step by step. So I hope you enjoy the video, and I'm going to change my shirt, put my hair up, and we're going to get started. So let's go. All right, guys, I have an AOSmith water softening system, and it cannot find home. So I unplugged it, which I do need to get a designated plug to put over here, which makes it more convenient. I'm going to go ahead and take this lid off. And if you don't know where to find what type of water system or water softener system you have, just look on the back here, and it should have it. As you can see, mine I think is a 350. I'm trying to get it to zoom in. I'm sorry, but it's on the back. Usually you can also find it right here, but that was a poor design because when this thing leaks, it gets on the paper, and then the paper, you know, dissolves, and then you can't find it. So if you don't know what system you have, you can just go right behind here and it'll show you. I've already unplugged it. Like I said, I've already unplugged it, and here's another clue that things were not acting right. Is there's a lot of water standing, and you're not supposed to have water standing like that. So it was leaking right here. As you can see, the hard water stains. That's where it was leaking. And this is the second time I've replaced this. Well, what was happening was it would just tick, 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 and it wouldn't turn. So probably there is a gear problem. I don't know why these things fail. I bought one 2 years ago and I've already replaced it. So this is my second one. All right, this is the part that I had to purchase. This is the second one, and here's the part number. Now this one fits my model number, which I showed you where to locate that on the back of your unit. And I will give you at the bottom of the screen or in the description the phone number for the replacement. They do send you instructions. These are written instructions. And then they have pictures. So that's what comes with your kit. I will show you and what I paid for to get this replacement part. Today is May 22nd, 2026. So whether the price will still be the same is undetermined. All right, so what I have to do is take this off, and you've got to be very careful because the way that they package it, it could snap something off. Let's get the air to go underneath the plastic first. I think this is heat wrapped. All right, this is
Let me make sure I don't cut this piece of plastic or cut the part. All right, this is not vacuum sealed. Okay, there we go. We got it. It comes with the drive-in cap. It comes with a fresh tube, and it comes with new gaskets and new screws. Okay, these are self-tapping screws. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take this piece of the sticker off, and I'm going to put it right here on this piece of paper, and that way I have everything I need, the instructions, the pictures. So I'm going to go ahead and keep this and that invoice. This is what it comes with: 2 self-tapping screws, 2 new gaskets, a new hose, and the drive-in cap. Let's go out here with the screwdrivers and get this installed. So I got to turn the water off here. This way I don't have to prime my pump when I'm done. And I have another one down here. And if you need to change your filter, now's a good time. You're already here. Later on I will be replacing the bigger filter because this has been here 5 years now, 6 years. And these only last about 4 years. I change this one out frequently because my water is so hard. But the problem is that this gets sunlight on it, and when it does that, it algaes out pretty bad. And I will be replacing this. This is about $400. You can get one on Amazon. All right, so let me get down here, and I'll try to do some light adjustments if needed. All right, the first thing you have to do is take this part off. I've already done it, but you just slide it to the right, and it slides right off. Then I have to remove this screw right here. The tool you need for this is a Phillips screwdriver. So go ahead and remove this carefully. Put the screw to the side. And there's another screw on the bottom. And while I'm here, I'm going to inspect these gears. I'm checking the assembly. It doesn't have any damage that I can tell. Okay, so let's just move it out of the way. All right, so now I have to remove these 2 screws. Let me go ahead and remove this little part right here. All right, this is your brine valve. And put that screw to the side. And then I got to remove this hex nut from this right here. If I don't want to, this thing is so flimsy, I'm afraid I'm going to damage it. So let's just go ahead and just attach this. All right, Just move that to the side. Okay. There's the hex nut. Put that to the side. And you'll see there's screws that say over here by the word out. You need to remove those. You want to remove the front. You do not want to remove the ones in the back. It doesn't make sense. So I don't know why that's that way. Okay, once you got those out, then you just pull this out. There we go. Sorry, that took a minute. It's just going to drain a little bit, but that's the drive assembly and it is out. Now I'm gonna go ahead and replace the tubing. I don't think there's anything wrong with the tubing, so I'll save this part for later. All right, let's go ahead and put the gaskets on. You got a gasket. You take the bigger gasket and you put it around here, like that. All right, so let's get the water out. So what you have to do is you put the second O-ring on this part right here. Okay? You got it? So what you want to do is you want to dry and make sure that everything is clean before reassembly. And when you're cleaning, wipe away from the entrance of the hole so nothing falls down in there. So you do like that. Okay, so everything seems to be clean and dry. Alright, so now it's time to do reassembly. I got my O-rings on. I got it on right here. And I have my O-ring right here. Let's go ahead and gently slide this back in. There we go. Perfect. Now, you don't want to screw it all in at once on one side all of a sudden. You just don't want to do that. So now it's time to put these back. Hold this in a position. And do the top. Just take your time, because as you tighten these screws, it's going to pinch this together and make it a good seal. Then you go back over here, and now I'm going to tighten this down here at the bottom. I'm going to go back over here and then tighten this one. You don't want to over tighten. You could crack this piece, okay? You just want it snug. Go back up here at the top This is why you don't use a drill. You could easily crack this plastic. And then you come back down over here and just check for snug, okay? Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and put this back on and make sure, let me go ahead and plug this so nothing gets kinked up. Okay, so now you want to put this on. These are your screw holes. They should line up. So you want to do the bottom first because it's easier to get to. Don't tighten it all the way because you got to maneuver this around. It's better to hand tighten it first. A little bit first, and don't seat your top screw all the way down first because you need to be able to move it around to be able to get the bottom screw, okay? And remember, don't over tighten the stuff. This is plastic, it will break on you. Just snug it in there. When you put your tubing back in, you won't be able to see this. That means it's properly seated. That's what these indication marks are. So when you slide them in, you won't be able to see it. And then you put your clip back on, and the clip helps hold everything secure. Now, that's back in. Let me go ahead and get all my parts put away. I'm gonna go ahead and just clean this unit, make sure everything is clean. And that way it gives you a chance to check things out, to see if anything's broken or kinked up. My wires look good. Everything looks really clean. My hoses look good. I'm gonna reach down in here. My unit is outside, and that's why it kind of looks bad, but it's in a protected area. It's not like it gets rained on. So what I'm going to do is turn the water back on and check for leaks. You want to do it slow, let the pressure build up. You never just want to just turn this thing on wide open. You want to give it a minute. Oh, I thought that was the leak. It's a weed eater next door. Get back in. There it says going home, if you can see that. Alright, so what it's doing, it's regenerating. It's going to go through about 2 countdowns, 2 or 3, I can't remember, but it's going to go through some countdowns. Don't hit next, just ignore it. And so let's just do a recap. We replaced the drive-in cap placement that I got from AOSmith. Again, the contact number is down below. Please do the survey at the end if you have to call them. And that's it. Disconnect all 3, reconnect them, this one first, second, and then the power. Make sure it is on service. And I'm going to give you a tip right now. When you get your unit, the minute you get it home, before you hook it up, you take this piece off right here. It just snaps right out. It's no big deal. And there's a label right here. which is a bad place to put it. Mine got wet the first time I had to replace this part, and I couldn't read my serial number, which was unfortunate. It was a bad place to put it. Is you want to get a piece of painter's tape with a Sharpie or a permanent marker, and you write down your serial number. I don't know the last 4 digits because unfortunately that sticker got wet and I couldn't read it, and your date of purchase, and you put it somewhere on that unit that doesn't get handled or get wet. You want to keep the outside of your unit clean because it could be leaking and you don't even notice it. Just like you can see here where it was leaking down and I didn't notice because the unit was dirty, and that's my fault. So you need to just kind of keep things clean. No matter what it is, just keep everything clean. And keep these edges right here so that it seats properly and keeps the trash out. Because I didn't even know this was leaking because it was so dirty on the outside. But yours may not get dirty because it's on the inside, but mine's out here in the breezeway where the wind is blowing all the time through here. And so when I mow the grass, you know, it's going to get dirt. But you always keep the lid on this because an animal could fall down in here, like a rat or a lizard or something. You know, you never know. I'm going to pop this off. There we go. And I'm probably going to give this a good bath in the utility sink. And there you go. And you don't want to have anything that you're cleaning off to fall in here either. You want to keep that as clean as possible. Go ahead and snap this back up. There we go. Second upflow backwash, don't do anything, just let it do its thing, and this is going to take about 3 minutes. Alright, it is doing the brine refill, and that will take 2 minutes. The regeneration cycle is over, the unit is cleaned, the plumbing is clean, the hoses, everything is clean, the drain. It's got a new part. Okay, now that I've got it cleaned, I clean the lid. And what you do is you watch your fingers, this will pinch you. There we go. It's on securely. There we go. Perfect. Good as new. Alright, what I did was I wrote down the information of what is going to be going inside of the Ziploc bag, and I'm going to put components back in and parts that I did not reuse, and the instructions and the model number. Just fold it in, just slide it in, and this is just in case you lose a piece. You'll always have backup, and then you just go and put it back in the original box that it was shipped to you in, and that way you have everything handy for the next time. All right, I put all the parts I had left over back in the box that it came in with the paperwork in a Ziploc bag so nothing can happen to it. It won't discolor, it won't deteriorate. It's safe, and everything I ever need is right there. Last thing I'm going to do, and you don't have to do this, I'm doing it for me because my unit is semi-outside. I'm just going to put some protectant on it. And you don't want to just start spraying this because it could leak down in here and get in your water supply. So spray your rag first. You want to spray your rag first. I mean, you can use whatever you want, Armor All. I'm just using this 303 protectant. I think it all smells the same, so then I'm just going to wipe this down. I cleaned it as best I could to get all the caulk and the paint off of it. That was my fault. I did that. Because my unit is exposed to UV rays. You don't want to put so much on there that when you try to lift the lid, your hands slide off. You don't need that kind of action. So now my unit is clean and protected from the UV rays, and it just looks better. Gosh, y'all, that heat about killed me. I had to come inside and take a shower and change my clothes. I'm not saying it was hard, but it was just so daggum hot. But at any rate, it was so easy, even a blonde could do it. Basically, take out screws, change stuff around, put things back together, screw it in. There you go. I know for some people that rushing sound can be intimidating, but it's just regenerating. It's just doing what it needs to do to get back home. So if you have any questions, I would call AOSmith because I'm not well versed enough to answer them. This is about as knowledgeable as I get when it comes to, this appliance, is just how to change that out and add salt. Make sure it's plugged in. But if you like this video, please hit that like button. And if you haven't already, please hit subscribe. And I really hope that my video helped you because I really think you can do it too. So I appreciate you being here, and I will see you in the next.